Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RollPlay Swan Song. Is it 49?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're one away from... You know I kill most shows at 50, right?
No, not this time, JP. Not this time.
Well, guys,
We heard
Fail number
killing
4.
Gianni on 50.
We heard someone was leaving, and it's actually JP leaving
Yep.
the entire show.
I don't know if the rest of the people are going to be playing, but I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm not going to produce this shit show anymore.
No one else can watch it.
Well, there you go. I didn't realize we were 49 in, so there you go. What is it? Nothing's come out in media that's really been good.
What?
What's happened in the past week?
Hold the phone. Nothing's come out in media.
I watched all of Breaking. Not Breaking
Are
Saul.
you going to talk about
Better
The
Call
Walking
Saul.
Dead?
I want to talk about The Walking Dead. I want to talk about the phenomenon that is The Walking Dead.
I
right?
watched the last 30 seconds of the last episode, and I haven't watched in 3 seasons.
Is that Fear of the Walking Dead, or is that Walking Dead in boats, or is that Walking Dead in Island and boats?
Fear in The Walking Dead is going
Return
to be
of
The
the
Walking
Walking
Dead on boats, which was the big reveal at the end of the last season, and that's interesting because I think I don't get the wrong. It's not actually about boats. It just happens that
That's the tagline. It's not actually about boats.
on boats.
Are you sure? Because in the commercial, I saw one in like a sailor outfit. It's just like,
Yeah, they start off on a boat to like try to figure out what the fuck they do. So yeah.
Are you excited? Are you excited, Wheat,
So-
that your love of zombies and your love of cruises are finally coming together?
Yeah,
It's true.
man.
It's Wheat's favorite
I've
thing.
thought about it many times out on the balcony. Like, so what would the plan be? Like, but really, The Walking Dead season finale, like this week and this episode marked like a major event that happens in the comics.
I've
And
seen the comic. It's
so-
amazing.
This whole season
TV show
has
sucked.
really been no. See, I think you're wrong.
I
think-
haven't watched in 2 seasons, so as a flyby viewer,
it definitely had a period of sucking. There's
Okay.
no doubt about it.
Nice.
And then Robert Kirkman came in, he unzipped his pants, he pulled out his cock, and he dropped it on the
the
table.
zombie
and he
ate
said,
it, and that's it?
Motherfuckers,
Oh,
this is my IP, and I will be running this writer's room from this point forward. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Why would he have to say that with his dick on the table? Why?
don't knock it if you haven't tried.
Listen,
Okay, fair.
okay,
It's
yeah.
just really
if you've
unique.
never
It's
seen
really
Robert
unique.
Kirkman's, it has a personality of its own. It's very convincing.
Well written.
Oh, so that's what happened at Comic-Con. I see.
Right.
I understand.
So this season has truly been, in my opinion, more representative of the comic and actually like pulled and recreated amazing moments from the comic in a visual way. So people are pissed that they didn't show the results of what the new protagonist or antagonist does, right?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, you all aren't fucking TV experts, and I hate to tell you, but any smart man or woman involved in television would be like, you're sitting on what could be one of the best cliffhangers in the, of course we want record-breaking fucking ratings on the fucking season 7, episode 1, motherfuckers. Like, are you out of your mind?
But I wonder if the drop-off will be worth it. Like, I wonder if everyone's going to tune in for the first 5 seconds to be like,
No. Because here's what's going to happen. Here's what is going to happen.
You've talked to Kirkman? Can we have the exclusive scoop?
I've seen his dick.
No.
Yeah, it's written on his dick.
If it doesn't
Are you
work this
AC
way,
Slater on Entertainment Weekly?
I'll join. Fuck that guy, man. Like, he gets muscled. Suddenly you can. Yeah. Anyway.
What? I forget his name. I would have said his name.
Mario Lopez.
Mario Lopez. That's it. We did it.
Season 7.
He's in season 7 of Walking Dead.
Season 7, episode 1. Show me this exact scene from an outside perspective of what happens, and I will be a fucking happy man, because that will be a great way
Before you guys
to start
react,
the season.
I'm gonna come over the top on this. I'm gonna Michael Bay this bitch. Listen, you come in, all right. You shove his dick off the table, and you go, listen. Now that we got him roped in with the cliffhanger, the entire season plays in reverse from that moment in time.
Oh, shit.
It says 2 months later. Every episode goes backwards to the cliffhanger.
Yeah,
That's
it's momentum.
That's not Hollywood.
Right, but you don't end on the cliffhanger, though. Then you do a
I
side
feel
story.
like
that leads into the cliffhanger.
Aliens
Every
come
single
down,
season for the next 20 years just goes into that core point.
shield
And never-
someone.
There you go.
Listen, guys, the final episode is actually on a zip drive in a Dunkin' Donuts somewhere in America. If you buy 10 donuts, there's a chance you can win that zip
Have
file and
they-
upload it to the internet.
Have they said how many seasons they're doing of
All
Walking Dead?
seriousness, well, I mean, they're going to go until probably the story ends, which is issue 300.
Oh, they're already at 300. Shit, I didn't know that.
No, that is when Kirkman wants to end it. 300.
Oh, what are they at right now in the?
Like
in the...
153.
Oh my God! So
Christ on his
they have
dick!
like 10 years then.
Yep.
There's going to
Yep.
be 20 seasons of this shit?
Worked for The Simpsons.
You know how many shows do the wrong? Well, see, no, Simpsons is like situation
Worked
comedy,
for-
that's fine. He's like, they're going to do another fucking Prison Break, guys. There's Prison Break 9 coming out. How many goddamn times can you get locked in a fucking prison and be like, well, shit.
In all fairness,
break
This
up,
one's
man.
suspended from the sky under the ocean. It's crazy.
was fucking phenomenal. That and Prison Break season 1 was amazing. It was great.
Season 1. Just like 24. Season 5 is like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I got one day again.
Hold
God
on.
I like
damn
the
it.
final season of
24.
24. When he came back, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
When they did the
what are
reboot, I thought it was
What are you
great.
treading on? Joe?
What do they say about Taken? Like at some point you got to realize Liam Neeson's just not a
Shitty
very
father.
good father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like we'll just keep rehashing this thing, but eventually you got to be like, wait a second.
No,
Yeah,
see,
but
this-
in the case
still-
of 24, like Jack Bauer was he was the badass, dude. I mean, he was
All
like
right.
television's John McClane, man. He fucking tried to stop an EMP against the city with his back. Who does that? Only fucking Jack
shitty
Bauer.
writers. Shitty writers is who does that. My point is Walking Dead season fucking 27 or whatever the fuck it's going to be. It's going to have to be so far away from zombies. It's going to have to be so blasé. Like, they're going to have conversations while their minigun is just mowing down hordes of zombies. And be like,
See, you know
you
what?
fucked
It's
Jimmy?
so
I can't believe you
obvious.
fucked Jimmy. That's
Jeff,
stupid.
It's so obvious, like how little you actually know, because it's not about the zombies at all. It really isn't.
True.
You're right.
The zombies are a fucking set piece, and it is about the fucking horrible things that happens to people and their relationships.
Well, the title's
All right, guys, I
metaphor.
apologize. I offended Wheat's pitch book.
you did. You
I got
did.
him. This is Angry Wheat. I apologize. You're right.
Nah, this ain't angry wheat, man. In other news, they've been flashing imagery of Preacher. And
I
that
saw
I
Arse
saw
Face.
that.
Oh,
Dude,
saw
that's
his face on Twitter, yeah.
shit- yeah.
Did you
Yes!
see Arse Face, Sweet? Or I mean,
What?
Jeff, did you see Arse Face?
Oh, I did.
Yeah. It
It's
looks
all
pretty
amazing.
good.
No, but listen, here, this is like huge. Well, two things. Preacher and Dark Tower. For everyone out there that hasn't read these, do not fucking spoil this for yourselves. Please do not, especially Dark Tower. Don't go onto Reddit, don't Google it. If you're going to read the books, that's fine. but-
Yes.
But enjoy this content, because if I could teleport back to a time and place where I'm enjoying this for the first time, I would. And if I saw someone walking towards a spoiler, I would cut down 7 dozen children. I would slice their fucking heads right off. Clean.
7 dozen.
7 dozen.
Not 8
Easy
dozen.
for
I would just chop children in half to stop that person, because this is some of the best stuff. Like Preacher in particular is really revolutionary, especially if they do it right. And off
We're
the
gonna know pretty early in Preacher
What they're gonna do.
No, yeah, like if they're going to. I mean, there's some
Episode
like,
3, we're gonna know.
I think so. I mean, like honestly, and again, I don't think this is a spoiler, but like in the very beginning, in the first volume, there is a scene that involves
7 dozen children. We be careful here.
how Genesis was created.
yeah,
right?
you're not wrong.
And that if that scene is not represented, I think in the way that it was, then I will instantly know that we're going into a totally different Preacher than what
See,
I know.
I even wonder
Or-
if they're gonna like zoom into heaven and show just like the people talking. Like, is that gonna be a scene where they just like?
Well,
it has to be.
I mean, it kind of has
Can't
to,
tell
right?
that
But like,
story. Just in the same way that like I want to fucking turn on the Sunday episode and all of a sudden they're in the Wild West and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's in order for it to be on TV, they are going to have to censor a fuck ton. Like, I'm not going to see a 4-foot man ejaculating into a pile of hot dogs. Like, it's just not going to happen.
It's true.
But I want
they
them to
could
come
actually
close.
ruin the whole. They could throw out the whole sex
Yeah.
detective.
Yeah, that was
It
kind of
could,
like a
yeah,
weird
that's
point
probably
for
what they
sure. A weird plot.
I mean, literally, that story does not suffer from the lack of those two guys.
But
Yeah.
Except
the
for Steve
sexual
Jones.
deviancy of the Nazi guy, they probably do have to keep in on some level because that's part of his character. How fucking weird that
Oh
guy
yeah, yeah.
and
I mean,
hypocritical.
you can leave a lot of stuff off screen and still have it be pretty heavily implicit.
That's true. It's true.
Here's, by the way, as far as predictions go, so many TV series obviously don't have the $100 million, $500 million budget of a movie. So many good shows are ruined by like, how do we depict an angel and a demon? Well, let's just give them colored contacts and have them like floating, kind of.
Right.
Please, for God's sake.
Well, that's just the what is that terrible show that should have ended 3 seasons ago with the 2 teenagers?
Supernatural.
That's just the
It's actually
Supernatural
a lot
one.
of shows. It's a lot of shows. It is Supernatural's like super guilty of that, but it's a lot of shows that are like monster. Well, he's got claws and a horn and green eyes. Please break the bank and have an angel and a demon just power fucking in the sky. That'd be just fantastic.
That'd be funny.
I'm so
Just to
excited
see people
for
freak
Preacher,
out.
you guys.
That happens in May.
Is
May.
it that soon?
It happens at the
Yeah.
very beginning of May. I think Game of Thrones is the week prior to that. So
What?
Game of
Are you
Thrones on a
serious?
Sunday, then Preacher is like on a Wednesday or Thursday or some shit.
I had no
I
idea they
think.
were that close.
Yeah,
I think I'm just making times up.
Game of Thrones is right.
Oh no,
around-
I'm sorry. Premieres May 22nd. I was a little bit
22nd.
off. I thought it was
Still,
May
it's
2nd.
soon.
Still pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Game of Thrones is the 26th. 17th.
And-
Oh shit.
and you
That's,
guys,
like, real
since
close.
we're talking about Outcast, comes out. It's on June 3rd, which is Robert Kirkman's Possession book, and it's.
I was just gonna say they haven't made an album in a long time.
I mean, you know what?
Man, Stankonia was awesome.
We've done quite a few projects with the Skybound guys, and I love their story of basically.
24.
I want to talk about Andre 3000 some more. Can we do that?
We didn't do it on AMC because we couldn't recreate the themes of the book. And there's a few instances where like there are son mom possessions and they like beat the fuck out of each other. And
Wait, this is becoming a show?
God, I'd hate if
Yeah.
I censored
it
that. I
starts
want to see
June
that.
3rd. No, it's gonna be fucking awesome. Seen the
Oh,
seen
it's
the
on
pilot.
Cinemax.
It's on Cinemax, bro.
That's a
All
great
right.
channel.
Like the-
Pass.
Good. Just solid debating from Geoff there. But really though, how about
Premieres
that
after
remake?
Taxi Cab Confessions.
Is that what
That's-
someone in chat
That's
said?
the
Pretty
cheap
sure
porn of every hotel room is
Confession
Taxi Cab
was
Confessions.
HBO.
Yeah, I think Taxi Cab
Cinemax
Confessions is
presents
HBO.
Kirkman.
God, get your paid networks. in that.
Comic
And
shop
don't try to
jobs.
fucking say you didn't watch
Wait.
Cinemax like a fucking
Oh,
fiend
yeah.
growing up.
Was
because
Cinemax
that's-
Spartacus or was that
Cinemax.
Stars?
Stars. was-
That's what
That
they
was
called it.
Stars. Spartacus is actually pretty good.
I have not seen
Speaking about
Spartacus in a
penises,
while.
yeah, Spartacus. That
They did have a ton of
there
male
was a
nudity.
lot
in
of dong on that
It,
show.
it is one of my
Like
dad's
lines.
favorite.
Spartacus, I remember this is back when Ann and I were dating and she was living with her roommate Melissa and we're like, oh, I've heard about the show. A lot of people were watching it. He turned it on and it was when the guy was having a conversation while being jerked off for 10 minutes and then
Yeah.
and just mildly coming and we were all like and I don't mind that kind of shit, but when there's other people uncomfortable, I become doubly uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah. It's just quiet and like Anna's like, she's like, is there anything else on? Can we watch anything else? Anything at all? And I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh,
He's just
God.
standing there, hands on hips, like,
I know, I forgot about
continue to
that.
stroke my cock. I'm a goddamn Caesar, of course.
It's just like, can you think of any other way to just show how disdainful you are for a person that you can't even stop getting a hand job to like talk to them? Like,
Yeah.
excuse me, Caesar. Go ahead, I'm listening. Yes.
That's to me, and that's again probably my Western upbringing or whatever. But like, the most disturbing scenes in movies and shows for me always is uncomfortable sex. For me,
Oh my God! Have you seen The Master? Have you seen the movie The Master? It's got it's about Scientology. It has one of the most uncomfortable, like,
I haven't seen it.
pity hand jobs I've ever
Wait,
seen in a movie.
The Master, is this that
my
magic
God.
movie?
No, this is
No.
the one. It's about.
Kind
of. I know what
it's
you're talking
got,
about, but it's not.
Joaquin Phoenix, and he died recently. He's in The Hunger Games.
Peter.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour
Shit,
Hoffman.
that was awesome.
Yeah,
Dude.
and I think Lois Lane is in it. But it was so uncomfortable.
All right, I'll definitely check that out because I like being uncomfortable, actually.
Yeah.
There you go.
But for me, the biggest one, and I think it's more the age that it happened. I was at my friend's house. We were watching this movie called 8 Mile, a documentary movie on the rap superstar that is Eminem. The chain link fence, like just the hump, like the quiet, husky sex scene that is that.
I don't remember that sex scene very well.
So fucking uncomfortable. He's doing her against a chain link fence, and there's no music. She's like kind of crying. It's quiet. It was just, and I was sitting there with my friend's parents, and I was like, I wanted to like.
You should have started with that because that's the awkward part of it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, if you're by yourself, whatever, I guess you can just get through it. But no, it was definitely with my friend's parents.
So this is great, right? So like, come home for Christmas once, like 6 years ago or something like that. My family's all home. It's my mom, my brother, my dad, and me. And my mom and dad are like, oh, let's watch this great movie. And I forget what it was called. It was some Chinese movie. It was like a really, nice, artistically shot, dramatic, Chinese film.
Was that this year?
No. That was like 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And like everything's going fine until like all of a sudden there's like really aggressive, like
Was it
BDSM style, like pseudo consensual sex. Just like really aggressive.
Didn't they have a scene like that in Memoirs of a Geisha or whatever? Wasn't there something like that?
No.
Probably.
It was something else. It was something else entirely.
Dude, another one though. Someone in chat just reminded me of this. The movie's called like something acts of violence or whatever. It's
Random
with,
acts of violence?
I can't remember. It's with the guy that plays something in Lord of the Rings. Everyone knows his name except for me.
Sean Bean?
No, the other one. Yes, Viggo Mortensen, whatever.
Sean Bean's.
Oh yes, I've seen that movie. Yes, I know exactly the
my
scene you're
God.
talking about. That
I'm with
movie's
my dad
awesome,
and my
by the
brother.
way.
It's a great movie. It's a
movie?
good mob movie.
I'll have to. I think it's
Someone's
called
gonna say
Random
in
Acts
chat.
of Violence.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Someone's gonna say in chat, A History of Violence.
History
Oh,
of
History of
Violence.
Violence. Yeah.
Anyways, there's this scene where he's like, he's having stress with his wife because he's just been pulled back into the mafia.
Yeah.
She dresses up as a cheerleader to kind of turn him on, but then he like has to break bad news to her. So she tries to scramble up the stairs because she's so disgusted and crying. He grabs her ankle, she falls down. He like claws onto her back and begins to mount her.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of rapey, but then she gets into it. But you're not sure if she's going to get into it, if we're about to see just full-on penetration rape in the middle of a movie. And I'm there with my dad and my brother on either side of me again. And I remember just being like, please cut to black. Get away from the scene right now. And I distinctly remember, again, music gone. She's softly sobbing. He's like, and then, it's just terrible. And I remember my dad, because this is the sound every man will make at some point in their life when they're just profoundly uncomfortable. He just dead quiet goes, and that was it. And the scene passes, and then after the scene passes, we're like, man, this movie's really brutal, isn't it? We're like, yeah, it sure is. Like, oh, you want some popcorn? Sure. And like someone gets up and goes, like, God.
Oh, man.
This is why these kinds of things. This is why we like scenes like when Higgs tried to strangle that dude and it took 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's the one thing that a cinematographer or a director or whatever can do to like really put the screws to the audience is just not cut away. Like just make you just watch a thing and you're like, I don't want to see this anymore. And the director's like, nah, tough shit, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure. By the way, Geoff, you
bless.
mentioned Better Call Saul last week, so then I
Yeah.
watched all of it in like 3 days. I don't necessarily know if that's like an amazing show.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
I think it's good because you see things and you're just like, oh yeah, I remember that thing from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Then you think about how good Breaking Bad was.
I liked it because of the style, and it was like a fun, like each episode had its own kind of, it kind of completed a mini arc of sorts.
Yeah.
You know?
You need
It's
to
just
watch
kinda-
season 2 though.
You watched
Yeah.
season 2.
I'm caught up. I watched last
Because-
night's episode.
Season 2, in my opinion, is like
It's more Breaking Bad than the first season.
It's basically
Yeah.
like Better Call Mike, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Oh,
Right? Like, and
Yeah. There's a lot of episodes focused on Mike for sure.
He's
Yeah.
the best. He's the fucking best. He was
And-
even one of the best in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
There was like, and you know what I'm talking about, but there was a scene where I literally was like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Well, even the scene where he's talking to his, I don't think this is a spoiler. Even the scene where he's talking to his daughter and has like the monologue, that's
Yeah.
probably like the best scene in the show so far.
Right. Right.
You were in season 1.
I was talking to somebody about this the other day. So the guy that plays Mike, that actor, was he in anything before Breaking
Yeah,
Bad?
he's in a lot of shit, dude. He's like that. He was definitely. I mean, when you go back and watch, what did I just watch? I think Die Hard 2 or something. I was
Right.
like,
Yeah, but he was a background guy, right? It wasn't like
Jonathan Banks.
yeah.
He was the
Yes,
monster
he
in
was.
Goonies, I think, wasn't
With
he?
Breaking
Why?
Bad was kind of his first thing. But can you imagine like what that would be like having your big acting break as late in your career as he did, and then just be like, cool, I'm a super famous old guy now.
I'd be okay with it still.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be awesome, but it's just
Yeah.
like it's a weird time to be like, yeah, you're famous now after
He
all
was-
that. Now here
He
you
was
go.
in the show Mike Tyson Mysteries as the Wizard.
Wizard.
Yeah.
Classic
Yeah,
role.
Horrible
if you ask me.
Bosses 2.
He was
Identity
on
Thief.
It was a Modern Family before Breaking
Community
Bad.
College, or whatever it's called. Community.
Yeah, he was
Look
in
at,
Community
the
as well, yeah.
90s,
Show about
because
that
I
community
think the
college.
90s will
Well, it's
reveal
about community college. I don't know.
a lot of.
ER, Dexter.
Oh, he was an Alias. That's right. Holy shit.
So,
Today on the cast of Swan Song reads IMDb to you out
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know?
I mean, we still got 8 minutes to kill, so.
we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Ranger 3, Deadly Reunion.
JP,
I,
I got you covered because we're gonna bring back what's been in your mouth.
Yeah, what have you been eating?
I made the Hemingway burger this weekend, and I made like 6 burgers, and which of course I cannot eat in one sitting.
Is the Hemingway burger that one where you half cook it and then throw it out and just drink yourself to death?
No, that's the Sinatra burger.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. No, the Hemingway burger is actually a really great recipe. Go look it up. It's the best homemade burger that I've ever made. And
Is
so
this actually Hemingway's burger? Is that?
yeah, it's Hemingway's recipe.
Oh, okay.
So it's like today I cut an avocado in half, and I put half of the avocado on the bottom of the 2 burgers that I made, and then burger or like mustard avocado burger, sharp cheddar cheese, a fried egg, sriracha sauce, the other half of the avocado. Top.
Okay, so Steven clearly doesn't understand the segment "What's Been in Your Mouth." I'll bring us back on track. I
right.
sucked a 9-inch dick 2 nights ago, and it was like a transformative experience. Let me tell you, don't go longer than 10 minutes with that kind of thing, because you will get throat cancer. I'll tell you what.
Geoff, I'm glad you had this epiphany about yourself. Thank you for
That
sharing.
was actually the guy's name.
Shout out to Adam for actually
Tiffany.
laughing, by the way, because if you wouldn't have laughed, I would have had to cut to black. I was like,
This just became very uncomfortable.
you make a blowjob joke, you need your friends to laugh, guys. I don't know if
I've
you
got,
know that.
I've
Marcus,
got my
JP,
brother right here.
Steven,
my
looking at you
father
guys.
right here.
There you go.
Ah,
Yeah. So that was good.
This is where we pull the camera back and reveal that my mom and grandmother and Anna are actually all sitting next. Oh, speak of Anna, there you go.
Look at how heterosexual he is, everybody. Look.
she brought me this.
He's the straightest.
What
so
is that?
straight.
It's true.
It's peanut butter and jelly Jamba Juice.
A peanut butter and jelly? I never heard
That
of this.
exists?
What?
It's just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What?
Oh. Seems pretty
Yeah,
good.
guys, ask for it. It's amazing.
I haven't been to Jamba Juice in a very long time.
I like it. I like smoothies though.
Is Jamba Juice the one that sell the little like pre-frozen things that you can put into a blender? Is that same brand?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't had one of those in several years as well. That's why I was asking. Because
Next
that's the
time
only
we hang
time
out,
I've had
JP,
them.
I'm gonna bring you to this local mom and pop shop called Jamba Juice. And we're gonna...
Let's go. Let's make it a date. I've never been before. Never been before. Was there anything else? I've been really. I need some TV shows to watch. I've watched everything to completion. I rewatched
Have you
Star
watched Trailer
Wars.
Park Boys?
I've watched what?
Trailer Park Boys.
It's not my type of humor. Believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I watched.
Let me ask you this though, JP. Did you only watch season 1?
I watched like random 5 minutes of a season, and I was not in.
What about Workaholics?
Same thing. Not my type of humor. I've watched a full episode of that.
I watched a few episodes where like the Hulu sort of did it like, I think you should watch this djWHEAT like
Yeah.
20 times, and finally I watched it. Show
Were they
Where
right?
Have You Been My Whole Life? Like, oh my God, how can that not be your type
I tried
of
to
humor?
watch.
It's so... There is a fucking episode where they drop a bunch of acid in the office that is like...
I think
the
I've seen that
funniest
episode actually,
shit
or seen parts
ever.
of that.
I laughed. I hurt my side. I actually
Netflix
pulled
told me to
a muscle.
watch. Netflix told me to watch Jane the
There.
Virgin the other day, so I watched about 20 minutes
What?
of that and was like, Why the fuck did Netflix tell me to watch this?
Wow.
It actually is the best reviewed show, though, of 2015 or 14, though, which is kind of weird.
Jay the Virgin?
Jane the Virgin, yeah. It's a weird show.
I've just started watching Mad Men, actually.
I finished
Oh
that.
God,
You're in
man.
for a
Mad
journey.
Men's
Great.
awesome. Yeah.
It's super good, but it's also like Sexism, the TV show.
Yeah. Guess
Oh,
what?
no, it gets
Advertising still the same.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it gets about 6,000 times worse as the seasons go on, too.
Oh, yeah.
literally the same.
Which is great for It's great TV. It's fantastic TV.
Watching Mad Men was hard for me because watching it, I mean, obviously it reminded me of my old job, but also every time I watched it, I was like, I really need a cigarette and I need to drink.
Yeah,
a
man.
bottle.
They make
God,
I just-
cigarettes
I really
are
wanna
so
smoke
cool,
and
man.
Drink.
But
And
I mean, it's not they're making it. It's literally that fucking time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean,
It's
it's
like-
seems accurately represented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's not a Christmas theme of the show. It's just like it's very accurate. And
Yeah.
I hope you have the same experience I did, which is where you become a big fan of Donald Draper and you kind of cheer for him a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did
To
too.
have your dick slammed in a door frame.
Yeah, well, like, he does that. He
I'm
does that
kind
like
of an
once every
asshole.
2 episodes. It's like this guy is awesome and also a raging asshole. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best character in the show, though, is Howard. Bar none. Best show. Our best character in that entire show. He actually cannot be beaten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard's
Guy
the
does
boss,
TV
right?
at the end. Oh, Howard.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
Oh, the
Roger?
white haired
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Roger. Roger.
Yeah,
Roger.
Roger.
Why did I
Yeah,
say
Roger
Howard?
is pretty
Howard's
great.
TV.
God, the episode with him in blackface is so fucking hard to watch. Like, just like, ugh.
I really like that actor because of that
Yeah,
show.
he's a fantastic actor. Yeah, well, it's interesting because you're watching a show about a time period that already feels old, and he's an artifact of an older time period, right? Like
Yeah.
every time there's a little arc of like 3 early on, a little arc of 3 episodes or so where they're like trying to make a deal with a Japanese company, and he's just the worst trash there is.
He's
Like,
so
it's
racist
just
to that
so
entire
bad.
show.
Yeah, he's
It's
terrible.
so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's
But
fucking
again,
hilarious.
it's the same kind of thing. Like it's if you watch it and you're not like, ha ha, racism's so cool. If you watch it, you're like, oh, these people are terrible.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's just I was watching it, I'm like, I can't watch this anymore, or I'm gonna just go smoke 1,000 cigarettes because it's so cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
They
like,
do portray it as a really cool thing to do. The entire
I've never
show.
smoked, never had any desire to, don't like it, whatever. But drinking,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, they
And
drink a
every
shit
time
ton
I-
too, man. Every time I watch that show,
I'm like, God, I
Yeah.
want to drink.
they
The
do a
drink
great
tray,
job of it.
The like push cart
It's
tray
terrible.
thing, I want one of those, and I don't fucking need that.
The thing
at all.
is, I actually thought about it. Like, if I drank, like, no one could physically drink as much as they do in that show. I don't think.
No.
They drink like 3 glasses a day, at least.
We talked about this on Twitter, I think, JP, and that like that's still kind of a thing. Like there were definitely weeks where at the office I worked at, we would be like, well, it's 3:00, let's get wasted.
Yeah.
Or like drinking a meeting, it's like it's 10:00 here, but it's a meeting with people in Toronto. So
They would start drinking at like 10 a.m. on the show,
yeah.
and then they would just take the day off and get day drunk. That's like actually what happened. It's
Yeah.
kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But, anyways, with a minute to spare, I think we can go ahead and wrap the pre-show up. So there you go. Welcome everyone from YouTube
If
who's
we
just
must.
clicked the link in the comments. You must talk about Walking Dead,
Is that a
The
thing?
Preacher, awkward sex scenes with Jeff's friends and family.
Yeah. To be fair,
and
reading
Mad
the
Men.
comments, people love our discussions. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think.
It's very
Hit or miss.
polarizing.
Hit or miss.
Never-
Yeah.
never-
Is it polarized? There's people that don't like it. Really?
It's hit or miss, I think.
Like you either love it or you hate it.
Honestly, they go fuck themselves. You know what I mean?
I believe it. Someone put the exclamation point chat in chat.
I hear that.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You can't do that if you're watching on YouTube, so that's
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
That's
So YouTube can go fuck themselves.
Oh.
I like how every time we say it, there's always the nice people are like, "Hey,
Oh,
Except
God.
you though.
I'd
Yeah,
well,
watch it if I could, guys, but I have 17 children." We're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you're not who we're talking about."
There you go.
Wait 3 comments later when someone says they're gonna kill us and wear our skin for Halloween.
God, I love the internet.
It's true. Adam, what's up?
Well, I think that we left off at a bit of a strange reunion. So Alfarius and Eric and Kia, the 3 of you are at a like an outdoor, I guess like a restaurant. I think you're at, or
So
something
we're
like
at the
Public
statue,
A
right?
statue.
that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're in a like a public area, like a park or whatever. There's some like students around doing student spring break stuff. And this car pulls up and Higgs gets out, and yeah, Kia, you have a moment of dread for some reason. You see Higgs, and like with Alfarius and Eric, you recognize him from your dreams, and it sends a shiver down your spine. There's no doubt, I think, in your mind at this point that these are the people that Vito warned you about, the ones that have come from the syndicate to put an end to your organization here on Anaximander and to all the things you've been working so hard to build. And now these three are likely as not going to just shoot you and leave you in a dumpster. But you've agreed to meet with them because God works in mysterious ways. So when you see this guy, you see him get out of the car. What are you gonna do?
Adam, can you like set the scene with the horse again? How did the horse come in? Was that just like
it was on the side of a truck. It was a hollow ad on the side of a truck.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like a white horse.
Yeah.
I think it was probably for like a fuel company or something. And as Higgs got out, there was this like image in the background of the horse rearing at the traffic stop.
Cool.
Now also, Higgs, you're accompanied by a handful of killer robots, aren't you? Yes, they're killer robots
They're
wearing
dressed as me. Yeah.
Yeah. So from several thousand yards, they look like people. But yeah, at this distance, the warbots are cloaked. And so you see this, Kia. What's your plan here? What are you thinking? Talk a little about what's in Kia Turi's head.
So the thing driving her are the visions, and that, of course, Kia, who's a heavy believer in the New Prophet Christian movement, believes that these have something to do with the New Prophet Christian movement and the New Prophet. So I just want to talk to them. And I think, like, as I see Higgs, there's another scene of sort of slow stepping back terror as I'm like confronted with what I have seen and thought wasn't real or couldn't decipher. And now, some semblance of understanding or at least a connection is made.
Okay.
And I want to know why.
Yeah, Alfarius and Eric, you see Kia like recoil a little. And
I've seen this before too, and it kind of confuses me. So I think I would say something to her and be like, because I see Higgins coming too, right?
Yep.
I would just be like, why is it that I'm reading that you're so afraid? I don't understand.
If you've seen what I have seen, son, I think that you would understand.
I've seen an entire planet raised from the sky, my family burnt to the crisp around me, and my body destroyed.
You don't look like a man who, forgive me for saying, but is really capable of fear. In fact, you look like a man who invokes fears in others. So I ask you, why wouldn't you think I would be fearful in the situation that I've put myself into?
I guess I just don't know what your assumptions of us are. We don't have any reason that I know of to cause you harm. You look exactly like one of our crewmates and our friends who we were trying to rescue. That's all. That's our only connection.
That's what I wish to speak with you about. Is Higgs there at that point? Like,
yeah, I think as you're saying that, like, that's what I want to talk to you about. This is where Higgs, you walk up.
But before I even, maybe like we go back while we're in the car or something, and I'm with the Pie-bots.
Okay.
What was the stupid name that we made up for him?
The Brookies.
The Brookies. Yeah. Explain the joke
because,
again? You were eating one at the time.
Well, no, and because Pie is the pizza robot, and they're like an add-on.
Yeah.
They're cheesy. They're
But
cheesy.
also
Brookies
you
are a
ordered
brownie cookie from Papa John's. That's why I was having them that night. Yep.
Yeah.
A brookie is also a
The answer is
bowling
that's-
term of when you get a strike, but you hit the opposite head pin instead of the one that you're aiming for,
Ah.
which is all I think about when you hear brookie. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's right.
I want to know why Steven isn't sharing any of his Papa John's sponsorship money with us.
It's true.
So-
Listen, it's all about that pizzacodes.com. So
Broken
we're all-
promises.
We're all
Retail Me
trying to
Not
move
actually
on
bought
faster.
pizzacodes.com, so they're not free anymore.
God damn it.
Oh.
They're actually a pretty bad website, so that sucks. Anyways, so we skip back in the car a little bit, and we're at the Brookies, and I look at one of them, whichever one, it doesn't matter.
So
to me.
there's like Higgs, and then so these like they're basically like automated limos, and they have like seating on both sides, and so it's like you with two robots next to you, and then on the seat across from you, two more robots, and you're all wearing your clothes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a moment of surreality as the car like.
Yeah, I kind of like look at them all, and then maybe I just smile a little bit and say, when we get there, I need you four to form a, let's do a triangle perimeter. We'll have you three, and I just kind of like point to three of them and say, and you're going to be right next to me, okay?
Yeah,
I need a confirmation of this, Brookies.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like they're not able to fully embody pi the same way that the armature that Piani made is. So you can get you can get like affirmative or negative or like basically any kind of like military related information into or out of them, but otherwise they just store procedural information then pass it back to pi when they sleep.
Okay.
So
I get a
yeah,
confirmation.
you get an affirmative signal, right? You get the little like salute.
Okay. So then we get there, we get out of the car.
No, hold on. Higgs, it's not a salute, is it? What is the affirmative signal?
I don't know. Are you asking me or Adam?
I'm asking you, what affirmative signal did you assign? What commands did you give?
If we had to set this up, the affirmative signal is just a stern thumbs up.
Yeah, totally.
And a negative
loud.
symbol is just like a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So they give you a nice loud pneumatic like
Yeah. Great.
cybernetic thumbs up. Yeah.
All right. So fast forward again, we get out of the car. I just kind of wait for the three of them to kind of form the triangle perimeter. And then and then once they do, I start like walking towards the group with the one next to me, and I probably, as Geoff was in the conversation, or sorry, as Alfarius is in conversation, is when I approach.
And maybe like during that conversation, as I'm talking to Alfarius, like my eyes keep wandering towards Higgs, like seeing him walk closer and closer, until the point, I guess, when I say, "That's what I wanted to talk with you about." You see. Forgive me, but I'm confused. I wish to.
I think I
wish
just
to
dropped my gun on the table as this is like, as you're mid conversation, I just drop it in the middle of the table.
Yeah. No, you haven't, Higgs. You haven't seen Kia face to face before, right? Like this is your first time seeing
Right.
what looks to you like like Piani, but with both her eyes and longer blonde hair. Obviously, she's not dressed the way that Piani would either.
Okay. So yeah, I just like put the gun on the table. Do you continue talking, Kia?
I mean, I think I like look at the gun, but yes, and then maybe with a pause and say, "Now I don't know what your intentions are, but I do wish to make clear mine."
I kind of like look at you and maybe just like tilt my head and say, "You know, you're prettier than her. I'll give you that much."
Eric just kind of subtly shakes his head.
You don't agree, Eric? You don't think this young woman is more attractive than Piani? I do.
What? What have you done with Piani?
I just kind of like turn my head back to Kia.
I guess that's my first question to you both, or three. Who is this woman that you continuously mistake me for?
Do I have the ability to pull out a compad and just show her something of Piani?
Maybe. Where would you have gotten a picture of Piani from?
I mean, just footage that I watched
Yeah.
for years, or
This
for the
is
past
Higgs.
couple or two.
He
That's
probably
good.
is like, well, this one's making eggs. This one's about to head to the shower.
Well, okay,
This
now
is-
how about
This
this?
is her building pie.
How about
friend-
this? I just stare at it and say, you know, this would be a lot easier if you just come back to our ship. We can show you where she lives. We can show her how similar you are, and I could even talk to you a little bit about these dreams she's been having that she didn't tell anyone about.
Dreams. Visions.
Something like that. Yeah, we're, again, not really sure. I'm reading her journal, not talking to her.
She said something about a wolf and some sort of drop pod.
Yes, that was one of the many things that came out of her weird dreams.
Would you believe me if I told you that I've had vision of you three?
After what I just read for the past 48 hours, no.
No.
I just kind of like look at you and say, I'd only believe that if you actually were just Piani yourself, because if this has happened to two people, then that's just, it's not something that could happen.
I think there's like just a lot of sort of like almost confusion, not really understanding what is going on, like literally trying to think if you were, you know, dealing with someone who was not you, you know, you were being mistaken. So I mean, I think there's like a moment where there's just kind of like a loss for words. Like I don't even know what to think.
I guess I just like look at her again and say,
Those sounds are Alfarius sounds, by the way.
perfect. Look at Kia again and say, ma'am, I asked nicely. It's getting to the point now where I'm just going to start demanding you come back to the ship. We got a lot of questions. I'm sure you do too. I'm not really comfortable having this conversation out in the open. I don't know if you have people working with you, but I'd rather we're in the safety of our ship.
Captain, it's important you know she came here under her own volition, and I have not heard a sufficient answer, but she, and I'm still looking at her while I say this. I say, she gave severe signs of terror and fear upon seeing myself and Eric, and that escalated actually when she saw you. I still don't know why.
Well, then why don't we just show you what we're all about back on the ship?
I'm not sure I caught your name. Looking at Higgins.
I look at her and maybe like the right side of my mouth smiles. She's like, well, I'm Wilbur Higgins III. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wilbur Higgins III. You said you would not be surprised to learn that I've had vision of you three. Would you be surprised to learn that my visions of you three involve violent acts of what would be vile and evil men?
Ma'am, I've killed over 100 people that I can remember in the past couple of years, so no, not really.
You give up that information, yet you seem to think that I'm comfortable with such a statement and would go back to the ship without any sort of guarantee of my safety.
Again, ma'am, your safety's
Believe me.
guaranteed by putting the gun on the table. If I wanted you dead, we would have killed you far before I even started this conversation. You're our only link to our friend, all right? That's the only reason you're alive.
You're the only link to the vision I'm having.
What are your visions?
I just kind of like, can we start going towards the ship, all right? I fucking hate this place. I hate being out in the open. I feel unprotected.
I hope you understand that I'm not ready to commit to returning to your ship.
We can,
Please understand that I'm
So let's just a
Experiencing
hard
things-
pause right here and everything. If I wanted to pull out the stun baton and stun her and knock her out, would that be possible right now?
Yeah. I mean, you could theoretically. I assume you have it on you. You could try to to attack her with it.
Okay, I just want to stun baton out of nowhere and just jam it in her neck.
Okay. All right. Let me get the stats for the stun baton here.
Okay, I think I actually have it in my character sheet. Hold on.
We'll get you to roll initiative to see if you can do it fast, and then if you beat her, you can go first.
I'm gonna make a prediction, by the way.
I do have it. Yeah.
But classic Higgins moment here is that he whiffs critically.
Yeah.
And this all becomes very weird.
Yes, 100%.
Which I'm excited about. I'm not.
It's gonna be a good show tonight, boys.
Okay. So let's see. Stun baton. Okay.
I just have the damage die. I don't have any.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So make both of you make an initiative check.
Okay. Select your token. If I don't have the token selected, doesn't matter, right?
I feel like if you're rolling it off your character sheet, it might. But if you just roll a d8 plus your
Plus dex.
dexterity. Yeah.
What's your? Do you? Well, okay.
Oh no!
Can I re-roll initiative?
What?
That's impressive.
So good. No, that's all you got. All right. So beat a 0.
Oh my
Kia.
god.
Roll a d8 plus whatever your dex mod is.
Oh man.
You go for it, and you like it's stuck in the holster, and
Great.
Yeah.
all right. So Kia, you see Higgs like really obviously like telegraphing that he's going for a weapon.
I like put my hand behind my back and then search around for a second.
Where's the
It's like,
fucking
where's the stun
baton?
baton? Yeah.
So you can do something. Like, yeah, his gun
I'd
is
like
sitting
to
on the table.
I'd like to offer an alternate experience. I think that I had a vision about this exact moment.
Yeah, and that accounts for your like sudden high speed reaction.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so you know what I do?
Mm.
The moment that like that trigger from the dream, I fucking turn around and just start running as
Run
fast
for
as I
it.
can.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you see him go for a weapon and you just book it. So you run your full movement rate away, and if all you're doing is running, then it's double. So yeah, you get a pretty good lead if Higgs wants to chase you. But yeah, the three of you, Alfarius, Eric, Higgs, and the robots, you all just see her take off.
Yeah.
I'm just confused. I don't even know what my role is. Like, it's usually security, and this girl's no threat, and she's our closest link. So when Higgs like starts rummaging through his butt and stuff, and is like very clearly, I think my mouth literally just opens.
Yeah. The second that she, I guess, gets however far away she's gonna get in this round, I'm just like, for fucks, can we just fucking have one thing good? Go, someone go collect this, please. Just like, please, Brookies, come on, collector. I'm just like waving everyone on, just kind of like leaning on the table.
Okay. All right. So a bunch of robots chase after you, Kia, and the I guess Higgs at least. Eric, what are you doing?
So how far away is she?
Twice whatever normal like running speed is. I think it's like 60. I think 60 meters total.
60 meters total. Damn.
Something like that. Yeah, rounds are pretty long. Let me double check. Because it's like you can move X amount of meters in combat,
Yeah.
and then something else.
She runs her.
Oh no,
close
it's
to
40
everybody.
meters. Yeah, you run 20 meters during your turn, and if that's all you're doing, you can do it twice.
131 feet was just cleared. What? How long is?
40 meters. So yeah, 40 yards, 120.
So could I like run?
You ran half of the
meters?
fucking size of a football field. Let's just put
That's
that out
right.
there.
In 6 seconds.
6 seconds. Yeah.
So could I run 10 meters and then teleport to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna actually run like 12 meters and then teleport right in front of her.
Okay. Sure. And that's all you can do. So, yeah.
I mean, like right in front. I want her to like run into me.
Yeah, I figured that was the plan. Okay, so yeah, you just appear in front of her, spend your points, and then she's like right in front of you there. Alfarius, you're just like what the...
When he says go get her, I turn it. I mean, I do the T1000 run.
Okay. All right.
I don't think I chase after. I think I just kind of like sit down
Yeah. Okay.
and just kind of like go like this and just wait. Like I just look bored and tired, like not wanting to be here. I'm just waiting.
Okay. Yeah. The robots chase after her too. The warbots. Okay.
So
Are they
Do
fun?
I have-
They run like 2 miles per hour, or are they?
Yeah, are they fast?
They're soldiers, right? They were built to engage in war, so they're kind of scary actually. Like, so they
Does it
once
look
they
like
take
the
off-
iRobot robots?
They're a little more like militarized than that. They're like a dull kind of like gray color.
Gotcha.
And
Like a cross between Johnny Five and the iRobots. Got it.
what is
they look like the cops from Chappie.
Oh, okay.
Yippee.
what is the what is my immediate danger?
I mean, I don't.
Eric,
it depends
Eric
on their
teleported
intent.
right in front of me.
Yeah, like this it's fucking sorcerer just like appeared in front of you.
Yeah, I just appeared like 3 feet in front of you while you're running 10 meters a second.
Yeah. So you like
Do
come
I
to-
even have the opportunity to respond?
Yeah, because he had to use his whole turn for that. So
So what? I just change direction.
you're right in front of him, so you can do kind of whatever you want. Punch him in the face, run, like try to hide, like try to disappear into the crowd, right? Because there's lots of people around, and
Yeah.
they're starting to like after this initial, they're like starting to notice. They notice the warbots, like stuff's. They're starting to like build like tension in the crowd. People are still confused, but by the end of the next round, they're gonna know what's going on. They're gonna be like, they're chasing that girl, like.
I'm gonna keep running.
Okay. And do you want to try like because you know this place way better than they do. Do you want to try and hide or like is it just like a full out run?
I am not trying to bring attention to it. I am simply trying to get away, knowing that hopefully the further I get into the campus, possibly the easier it will be.
Okay.
So like she didn't have to like make any physical save to avoid colliding with me.
No, because there's no like momentum rules. Like you move and then you move. It's not like you're gonna like crash into her. She
Adam?
can choose to stop.
Do you know what this is?
The rules of the game.
Some horse shit.
I know that's what it
That's what
too.
it is.
I know, but that's how it is. Yeah, I mean, she like comes to a skidding halt right in front of you, but yeah, you it's her turn. So, yeah.
I wish to keep running.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you take off at a run, and yeah, and so I mean, maybe you like try to grab her, Eric, but she's like a little further away than you expected or something. But you're right, a lot closer to her. And I think that this isn't so much like combat. Like, let's not do round by round stuff. If you want to chase her, basically anyone chasing after her can make a roll, and it'll be opposed by Kia's roll, and whoever ends up with the better result wins. They get what they want.
Is it athleticism?
Yeah. So it's gonna be an athletics roll. I'm gonna give Kia. I'm gonna give you an extra like a +1. Just
Oh,
because
you have initiative over and over again?
you have home turf advantage here. But yeah, otherwise it'll be just a skill check. It'll be tough for you though because there are like Eric and Alfarius chasing after you. So
See if she can beat a 6.
okay, Eric.
The fuck?
I roll really well, JP.
No,
Oh,
okay.
sorry. I thought that was I thought you rolled a 10 off of a D8, and I was like, you have +2?
Did you say dexterity or strength?
In this case, Dex or Strength. Either one's fine.
Let's see
Can we
which
have
one's
can we have the bots roll?
dex.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
robots?
I'll roll for them too.
Nice.
Oh,
Reckon it.
Jesus.
Okay. Let's see.
It's the one time Wheat's ever rolled good.
Infantry warbots. Skill bonus +1.
I hope the fucking robots just like crush it.
Nope.
oh.
God damn it.
All right. So Kia, you you managed to like slip away. You managed to get away into the crowd. And the Yeah, the robots they stop and they start to, instead of chasing you, they start to like fan out and start like looking for you.
Okay. At this point, it's been like what, 30 seconds?
Not even like 12 since
Okay.
it's been two rounds basically.
So can I see that the rest of the group has not got her, or are they too
yeah.
far away?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
At that point, there's a lot of people around us.
People are starting to, I mean, since she got away and there was no like additional like violence, like nobody tackled her or like anybody got punched. There's like the crowd is kind of like, what the hell was that? But then they're like, oh, okay, whatever. Like,
Okay.
just people.
I stand up on the
Yes.
table. Does that put me higher than everyone else?
Yeah. I mean, you can get up on a table and look out.
I stand
and
up on the table and just
Give it a
shout
round.
and say, "What the moon of a Max Mander? Is that what's the name of this place?"
Yeah, Annex 1, Max Mander University. That's where
Okay,
you're
well,
at.
I get up on the table, shout, and say, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you to please remain calm, but we seem to have found the bomber of the university here in the crowd. Now, if you could please disperse if you are not the bomber, if you understand what I'm saying, get the fuck out of here. This is official police business. We're trying to capture her. Please do not make this harder on us. We're trying to save you all. Thank you very much for cooperating. And then I just shoot my gun 3 times in the air.
Get up on the table, tell everyone there's a terrorist in the crowd, shoot your gun a bunch of times. All right,
Yeah.
So what your intention here is just like clear the.
I just want to get everyone fucking out of here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's fine. That's the thing that happens. Yeah. People are like, what's going on? Who's this crazy guy? And they're like, oh shit, he's got a gun. And you shoot into the air and they notice that. And then there's some screaming and like people shout and start to like run away basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the area clears pretty fast. Kia, you, I think you manage, like you're kind of in that crowd as it starts to slip away. And
Like-
you hear the gunshots and some shouting.
I'm able to slip away then with the crowd.
I mean, I think so. They're not going to like turn you over or anything. And everybody's trying to just get away from this crazy guy with a gun.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with the flow of the crowd.
Okay. All right. You're going to try and stay hidden. Let's have anyone who's searching for you, let's have them make a perception check as the crowd kind of like dissipates.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna get away, you guys.
Never.
And if this fails, if nobody can, Kia, why don't you make a stealth check? And if nobody beats Kia's roll on this, then yeah, she gets away.
Oh shit.
Warbots.
No!
Warbots got an 11.
Oh god,
good.
I can't. It's impossible for me to beat that.
Yeah, the fucking
about a
brookies.
12,
What about
boys?
a 12?
Wait, do I get a +1?
Yeah. You retain your +1.
If you roll a 13.
All right, double sixes, baby. It's
If you roll a 13 or a
Monopoly
14.
dream right here. No whammies. No.
Nice.
No.
Still rolled well.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that they grab you or anything, but
Right.
yeah, Alfarius, you spot Kia in a cluster of students that are panickedly like trying to get away from the sound of Higgs's gunshots.
I spot her, you said?
Yeah, you see her. You see her like duck into a group of people.
Well, okay, I just march towards her then, I guess, and try to grab her. Apprehend her, as the lingo would have it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So you leave the others behind and you start to like try to push through the crowd, and we get that kind of like crushed in sort of like terrified crowd vibe as everybody's running and people are pushing up against you and you're trying to shove them away and keep an eye on her. And like Kia, I think you notice, like, you've been spotted. You see Alfarius coming and you keep looking back over your shoulder, and you're pretty sure you've had dreams like this before where like, Alfarius was like hunting you somewhere. I think that you get to there's some like ornamental like canals that run around on this system. You get to a bridge, and like a bunch of people have like moved over the bridge and cleared out. You're far enough away now that you get exposed, and you can see at the other end of the bridge. You can see Alfarius like staring at you across the bridge. Just a couple of people moving, but there's like an empty space between the two of you.
And like I'm not necessarily surrounded.
No, yeah, there's some like there's a direct path between the two of you across this bridge.
But he's on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, you're both on the bridge. Like here's either side. You've started to cross. Alfarius gets up onto the bridge, and you see each other across the way. It's like a little pedestrian bridge.
But I can just keep going. I continue to run away.
You can try and run for it, but yeah, this is the point where like Alfarius, if you want to run and try and grab her,
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if you're faster than Alfarius. So only Alfarius can make this check, and
Is that athletics this time?
yeah.
We
Yeah,
just
take
both
your-
make an opposing one.
Yep. Just make an opposing one. Whoever it's highest.
Got to beat a 9. Oh my god! It's a fucking tie.
Okay. All right. So
Let's just take a break and leave it at the tie.
yeah, for sure. Okay.
So what? Do they just like interlock or something? Like, what's the scene look like? Is this cuts to a
So
break?
I think I think that we see the two of you on the bridge, and she looks at you, Alfarius. You look at her, and there's a moment where it's like that kind of like hunted thing where she kind of like looks back and forth, decides whether to run or not, and then like goes to book it. And that's where we cut, right, to see if Alfarius like gets you or not.
Cool. All right, let's take our first break of the show. Still got 3 hours left to go. Don't go to our more roleplay Swan Song coming up. Rad for this. We'll see you guys then.